Getting the right financial advice is important now, and it has been for years. Money Coach Bill Stanley here with us to take us back in time. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning.
You even brought the old paper.
I brought the old paper. I'm downsizing and moving to a smaller place.
Right.
And I'm looked through all the stuff that I've collected over the years, and I found this newspaper article on the do's and don'ts of financial planning. It's from the San Jose Mercury News, November 1981.
Ooh, I wonder what gas prices were then.
It's still valid now.
The advice, right?
Exactly. And if you remember, what I always say is that both spouses must take care of family finances and family investments. So let me go over some of these things. Yes, please. Investigate before you invest. I tell all my clients this. It's your money. You got to know what you're doing with it. Know if you withdraw your money from an investment, whether there are going to be any penalties.
Which typically there are, right?
Yes. Yeah. Think CDs or annuities, things like that. Attend investment classes put on by the community college or independent firms. My advice is never buy a financial product sold by somebody who makes a commission on the sale.
Very good.
That's the same thing that they said years ago.
Right.
Have enough cash or investments which can be turned into cash to take care of emergencies. Now, I'm
a fund,
always,
like an emergency fund or something, right?
I talk about emergency fund all the time.
Right.
Diversify your investments in case the economy crashes so that you don't have all your eggs in one basket. That means to have some in stocks, some in bonds, some in stocks, some in other things. Don't be afraid to say no. Now,
sometimes that's hard for people to do.
It's hard for people to do. I tell people who have a hard time saying no just to tell whoever's trying to sell you something that you have a 24-hour rule and that you want to go home and think about it and that you're not going to sign right now even though it expires in 2 minutes.
Right.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. It's up to you to understand what you're buying. If you ask the questions and you still don't understand it, then don't buy it.
Right.
If it appears to be too good to be true, it's too good
that's
to be true.
That's a rule we've been talking about for years.
Exactly.
Relevant then and relevant now.
And be sure to understand how people charge for their services in the financial industry.
Right.
This is very important. If you have a difference in fee of a 1%, it'll cost you tens of thousands of dollars over an investing lifetime.
Right.
Talk to your tax advisor before you make an investment rather than afterwards. And my advice is don't ever make an investment solely on tax considerations. Be sure to understand your company benefits.
Okay.
401ks. If you have a 401k match, that's free money. Always take free money from your employer.
And this is back in the 80s, and advice is good now. We're about out of time, Bill.
Okay. The advice remains valid now. I say it's common sense. That's what you have to do. You know, live within your means, save as much as you can, talk to your spouse about money, and use common sense on your money matters.
And he's an expert. MoneyCoachBill.org is his website. Go there. You can talk to our friend and get all the advice you need that was relevant in the 80s and is still relevant.
Exactly. And that's going to be relevant for the future.
For the future, too. Next 30 years. We'll have the same. Right. We can replay this interview in 30 years in our head and go, oh, remember that when Bill and Justin were talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
Good to see you.